Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my celebrated patron, my distinguished guest. Today, I will be presented to you a talk which will open up your mind, which will tell you the idea that is connected deep within yourself, and how it is engaging, and how it will help you to find yourself within this 21st century that we live in. So, before we start, the name given is Adam Hakimi bin Muhammad Azhar, and I will be telling you today a secret that is connected deep within you. So, what is the topic? Let me share a secret with you first. The topic that I will be sharing with you today is deeply related to education. So, it's not a secret, but more on the idea of advancing yourself and educating yourself, because education is something that is deeply connected within the foundation of a society. Without education, we as a society will fail, will tremble, and will crumble into dust. So, what am I talking about? I am talking about education, right? So where is this idea connected to technology, you might say? So, technology derived from a Greek word which is techno and logi, which mean and translated into manners, skill, or arts. So, the words arts in this context within the 21st century that we are living today is a widely translated aspect of life. So, it can be within education. For instance, let's say you are in school, you are learning art. So we connected to the idea of translation of the Greek word, which is technology. So art is technology. So in this context, we can say everything is technology. Yeah. My celebrated patron, what is my speech today, you might ask again. My speech today is how the education policy, the digital education policy, shape the nation, the youth, and the development of school, teachers, and students in our country. Let us begin. First, let me quote something that is deeply helped me to become a better person. A quote by Josh Course that stated, "It is not technology that help teachers to become better. It's teachers that help technology becomes better." So what is this quote reflect us about? So a technology can be advanced, so advanced, but if the teachers cannot connect it to the technology, then we cannot advance as a society. We as a society need teachers that is well adapted to the concept of technology. Technology itself cannot function on its own, as it is created by a person, by a manufacturer, by a teachers. So a teachers that understand technology is a great teachers. And where do you find a great teacher? In a great nation. So how we shape a great nation? How do we shape a great nation? We must have a policy. A policy is something that help us to shape a nation and help us to connect everyone together within a rule, within a bound, and within a context that is widespread among people in the nation, in the state, and in a society or a community that is close to us. So let's connect this to school. In school, there are students, which we can say students from multiple background, from multiple places in the state, in the community. So there are students that is well adapted to technology, which have a technological mastery and are so delved into technology that they surpass their own teacher in that manners. But there are also students that doesn't have access to technology, for instance in rural areas. So how do we connect all of this? The digital education policy, which had been launched in 2023 by our Ministry of by our Minister of Education, Dr. Fadina Siddiq, stated that everyone must work on technology and must adapt to technology so that we can come together. So these boundaries is called this digital boundary is called social boundaries, because everyone is different based on their background. So let's say in a rural village area, we cannot adapt to the concept of technology as we did in a school that it is in urban areas. It is different. So how do we manage this? First of all, there is an effort which was implemented back in 2022, which is the implementation of online learning. This implementation started all the way back in COVID, but this really changed the dynamic of the whole education system in Malaysia. For instance, we no longer have UPSR, we no longer have PT3. That's the bad effect. But let's take a look at the good effect of the implementation of online learning. Let's say now everyone can have access to information within their smartphone. They just need to search what they want to search for. Let's see, if I want to learn about Math Chapter 3, Form 4, Form 5, I can just type in the information and I can learn about it. About science, English, arts, history and so on. Just at the tip of our finger. Not only that, the technological advancement in the nation also perplexed into the advancement of artificial intelligence. Nowadays, we can say that most of the occupation or learning skill is based on AI, which is artificial intelligence. This is a major step that is emphasized in the digital education policy also. All the teachers nowadays must learn the advancement of artificial intelligence so that they can use it within the context of the classroom, so that we can improve the understanding of student and eliminate the social boundaries that I just mentioned. So, why is this important to us? Why is eliminating the social boundaries is so important? First of all, education is important for all of us. Everyone need education to advance. Everyone need education to become better, and everyone need education to lead them to become a better person. It is not you who push yourself. It is education that help you to push yourself. Next, let's mention what is the other effort that was launched within the policy. The first one, the major changes in learning structure. Nowadays, there are many efforts that contribute to student development in higher education, primary education and secondary education. Let's first mention primary education. What does technology evolve into in primary education? So in primary education, teachers nowadays can play song by implementing song or learning structure that based on technological aspect. For instance, teachers can play ABC song, counting song 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to help student. And by helping student in this context, we are implementing technology. Technology is important because the student that is 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old already have access to technology. And like I stated earlier, they are more advanced in this technology. So how do we attract them? By using technology. By using technology, we can attract this primary level student. Nowadays, almost every kid that we encounter in our nation mostly have a smartphone. That is very worrying, but we can change that. We can help to change that by implementing the technology in our education system. So that is one of the effort in primary student level. Next, in higher secondary, because nowadays there is no longer PT3 and there is no longer UPSR in primary level, but primary level they can learn by adapting gadget like I just stated. In secondary, based on my own experience, when I was 15, I have no access to trial paper, to spot question. But nowadays, for the last 5 years, we can say that everywhere we go through the website in the aspect of examination, we can see that there is at least 2 or 3 spot question that is related to PT3 examination or Form 3 final assessment, which is quite helpful for those who are in lower secondary. So this technological aspect is important, because if you want to learn and you want to master a syllabus just within a short span of time, in the span of 3 years, because Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, you can use this as your advantages. So for higher secondary, this is the fun part. You see, technological aspect not only focuses on artificial intelligence, but also focuses on the usage of chatbot. If you are familiar with what I'm saying, I know, because nowadays almost everyone know about chatbot. For instance, the use of ChatGPT, the use of Perplexity, the use of Google Bard, that assists you within multiple aspects of your work. You can improve your own skill, you can hone your skill, you can enhance your skill, and you can almost ask everything or anything regarding information in the chatbot. So nowadays, students in higher secondary, Form 4, Form 5, no longer need to access students like those who are in lower form, because by using chatbot, but chatbot also have its own disadvantages, but we're gonna dive into that later. First, let's talk about the advantages of that to higher secondary student. So higher secondary student can benefit from this. Of course, my distinguished guests, my beloved guests and ladies and gentlemen, because the use of chatbot nowadays really helps students in Form 4 and Form 5 to improve their vocabulary and grammar learning, because they no longer rely on traditional methods. For instance, opening book and searching for the right structural way to learn about vocabulary, syllabus or grammar. Nowadays, they just open something that is related to online learning or something that is deeply close to summarizing the whole point. So what application or what system that help you to summarize the whole point or easen up your job? ChatGPT, chatbot. So the student must be very responsible in using this. As a great saying say, with great responsibility, with great power come great responsibility. Moving on. Now we're gonna talk about the importance of changes in digital education toward teachers. So how do we improve teachers in this context? So the digital education policy highlighted that every teachers in this nation, Malaysia, must have the skill to access digital aspect of learning by mastering digital literacy and digital understanding of concept, which is, first of all, teachers must change their way of teaching or mix their way of teaching by implementing technology. Just a little bit of technology is okay for teachers to start to learn. As we all know, not only students need to learn, teachers also need to learn to advance themselves as a society. My beloved guests. So, my beloved guests, moving on. How does teacher can learn from this? So, moving on, we learn that we have a format of teaching, which is in the digital education policy highlighted that every teachers must understand the usage of a learning material that connected to internet. For instance, Google Classroom and Google the basic one like Google Form and Google Sheet that can attract student attention. So teachers can use quizzes, can use Google Form to, or even Padlet to help student to be more engaged within the classroom. We all learn about digital mind mapping, digital exercise, and digital literacy in this context. So, moving on. What is the problem that teacher faces nowadays? The major problem that teacher face in this context is that the digital understanding is not there. Teacher weren't able to access information or understand the use of technological advancement nowadays, basically because of the fact that it is too modern, or the teacher is not well capable enough in learning. So what does the digital education policy contribute to this? We have teacher learning program or teacher developmental program, which the government, the Ministry of Education, send a group of educator that will help teacher to understand the technological advancement. For instance, the teacher will be in a workshop or will be in a classroom, and they will learn how to use the digital input such as Canva, Padlet and Google Slides, so that they were able to master that and help the student to progress in their learning. There is a famous saying by Thomas Fuder that state, technology is a gift from God, a great gift from God that help people to advance, that help people to learn and help people to engage. So, moving on. How does one engage with technology, you might ask? Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at your smartphone. Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? Do you have Twitter? Do you have WhatsApp? All of this application is something that is connected to the idea of engaging with people. You talk to people every day. You connect with people every day, and you are able to engage in a conversation with people every day. So, what does this contribute to education? You can share an information that is connected to education within this application. You can text your son, nephew, cousin who are still in school, who are still in primary, secondary, higher level institution. You can send to them any input that is related to education. For instance, a video, a short YouTube video, a TikTok video related to education and how they can learn. Based on my experience, I learn better using TikTok than using my classic note, because in TikTok, most of the video there is less than 60 seconds. So they compact all of the information you need into a very short video. So your learning process can be much easier. You can just scroll the video and understand the video, and it will be uphill and will help you to learn better. So, for instance, you have an upcoming exam, or your student will have an upcoming exam. You are a teacher, and you want to help your student to memorize a chapter or a subtopic, and they're struggling. So how can you help them to understand this subtopic just within a second? Within a second, within a minute or two. So you create a short TikTok video, you compact all of the information you needed, and then you add some music, you add some interesting pictures or interesting slide in there, and you send it to them. I am 85% sure most of them will remember that video, and most of them will ace in their exam because of that video. This is a major factor because the human attention for student that in primary level is 30 minutes, and for lower secondary is 1 hour, and higher up to 2 hours and above. So once you have that information compacted in one video, this will help them to learn things that they learn in 25 minutes, in 30 minutes, just in 1 minute. But the video must be interesting and engaging for them. It has that interactive and attractive input in that video, so that they can be engaged to remember and to specify what they are learning. So, moving on. Therefore, by using technology as a teacher, not only we improve our student, we improve ourselves, because technology help teachers to understand the importance of managing information in a short manner and in a manner that is well constructed. Benjamin Franklin once stated, teach me and I will learn. Show me and I will do. Include me and I will remember forever. Wow, what an amazing quote. What can we learn from this quote, and how can we tie this to the educational policy that I have stated? My beloved patron and my beloved guest. How do teachers or even educators can help students to implement this technological aspect within their learning environment? So, what can we do? First, implementing a structural way that can help a school to improve their technological awareness. As an example, we can do a technology campaign, for instance, technology day in school, or even a technology week, technology month, that helps students to understand. We can invite any IT